conservative or conservatively liberal?
This isn't you.
Probably depends on how much Nicorette he's chewed.
Yeah, I know.
From Fox News, the immensely entertaining Tucker Carlson is on the line.
Tucker Carlson, the immensely entertaining Tucker Carlson. Tuck, how are you, my friend?
Bubba.
What
Hey, good, man.
What are you doing right now, my friend?
I just got off the red eye from San Francisco. I just got to my house in D.C. I haven't been home in a week. And
what were you doing?
Here going,
gay rights
mail.
Gay rights activist kind of things? What were you doing, kiddo?
Actually, the gay rights march was Sunday. They closed Market Street downtown San Francisco.
Did you participate?
I flew in Sunday night. I unfortunately missed the festivities.
There was a big parade here this past weekend for a big gay parade here locally. And why do they have so many parades, Tuck?
They're happy people.
I don't really understand. I don't really get. I mean,
I don't think it's doing anything for the cause.
Anti-gay, that's for sure, but I don't really get the parades. I mean, especially blocking streets. That's the
right.
thing.
It pisses people off.
And what the gays need to realize is this, man. I'm all about you getting married. I'm all about a man being with I mean, I don't care. You know, as long as you're leaving me alone.
But when you start cutting off my traffic streets.
But see, this is where the gays are. And tell me if you agree or not. This is where the gays don't get it, Brent. Okay, if you just quietly be gay and do your own deal. I'm all about having legislation and about having laws and about, you being able to be as a human being and to be able to be with who you want as long as you're not hurting me and my family. But when you start blocking off streets and you start impeding traffic and you start throwing it out there that you're gay and you start kissing your boyfriend in front of public and you start making me feel uncomfortable in front of my family as to why I have to explain why a guy's kissing a guy and so forth and so on, then you know what? You're over the edge and you're over the top and now you're putting it in my face and it is affecting my life.
Yeah, there's one thing about being gay and proud and another thing about being like completely flamboyant in public and gay. I don't know. It's just it rubs me the wrong way.
Do you agree, Tuck?
Sorta. I mean, I actually don't. I mean, I think people should have the right to, express themselves in public, and I'm actually not bothered by that. What bothers me?
Well, see, I don't even think that
political activism. It's all the gay rights. Not all gay people are liberal. That's for sure. I know a bunch of conservative gay people, but the gay rights groups are all lefty Hugo Chavez supporting stupid. I mean, the interest groups are very annoying. Second, I can't stand, and I'm for gay marriage, and I'm for, I am absolutely not anti-gay. I can't stand the school curriculums they push. Pushing this idea that if you don't teach your kids that, the transgendered lifestyle is a good thing, that somehow you're encouraging violence. I hate that. I don't want
I agree on
schools teach them anything about sex or gays or straights or anything like that.
Well, because it completely goes
how to read.
Because it completely goes against
my kids about sex if I want.
And the thing about it is, you're right, Tucker. You're 100% right. I agree with you because it goes against the grain of what they're saying and the fact that they say you're born gay, right? So that's what that's what they say. Now, that's an argument in itself that we could go 2 hours with. But let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say that you're born gay, okay? Well, then, Brent, it's not a learned behavior, okay? It's not a learned behavior, so you shouldn't have to learn about it then in school because it's not a learned behavior. It's something that you've obviously, by their own accounts, is something that you're born with. So you shouldn't have to study on it and learn about it if it's not a learned behavior.
I completely agree with that.
You agree, Tuck?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think it's ridiculous to say every gay person was born gay.
I do
think
too.
Probably some people were born gay. Other people, became gay because of life experiences they had. I mean, that's sort of one-size-fits-all stupid, this is the way it works, when we don't know that.
The bottom line is, Tucker,
people are so much more complicated than that in real life.
But I said
there's a political agenda behind that is just dumb.
I did say that that's a show in itself because I don't want to get too far into this because it'll take forever, but I do not think that gays are born gay. I do think, but I mean, Brent, by their own admission, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and say you can't have it both ways. And that is the fact that I don't think that you can be born gay and then have to teach your kids about being gay in school if indeed your theory, being gay, is that you're born with it. But I don't agree with it. I think that you elect to be gay at a part of your life, and I think that gay is all about recruiting, and that's all that gayness is, Brent, is that gays go out and recruit other weak weak individuals to be gay, outcast.
You are backwards.
Yeah, that is
Holy
completely ridiculous.
I'm not even getting involved in all that. I'm just saying, here, can we disagree on this one point?
Gay recruiters.
Can I not have an opinion?
You can have that opinion.
Am I not broadcasting in America right now? Where am I being heard?
And our opinion is you're backwards. I tend to agree with Tuck on this one. I think there's a certain portion that are born gay and a certain portion that are, as you say, Bubba, recruited. But I think it goes. I think there's a little bit of both in there.
All right, well then you can feel me.
But I don't want to use the word recruited. Actually,
I do.
I did, but it's I guess I don't know.
Tucker,
not recruited, but just more open to it as life experience goes.
Here's one thing we can agree on. I mean, look. All I know about human beings is they're incredibly complicated, and almost nothing we do is the result of a single cause, but typically a lot of different causes, right? So I'm not even going to speculate on why people are gay. I just feel very strongly there's no reason for schools to be weighing in on that crap.
I agree.
When most kids don't even know how to read. They haven't even, you know what I mean? They don't sit down and read like a novel beginning to end because they're so badly educated. Why the hell are schools weighing in on stuff like that?
No, that's exactly right.
It's a parent's business and a parent's job to teach whatever the parent believes is true about religion and sex and private subjects that the state has no interest in.
But let me say something. I want to make sure I understand that. I don't care whether you're born gay or you're recruited in being gay. It doesn't matter. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't matter how you derived on being gay. You know, you guys, I'm going to probably get a lot of gays that are mad at me right now saying, please understand that I could care less how you became gay. That theory in itself as to how you become gay, we can go on forever, and it's really nobody's going to be able to prove that theory, yes or no. But the bottom line is, I don't have a problem with it. I think you should be able to marry. I think you should be able to just keep it out of my life. I don't think you should be so flamboyant about it. That's when you're going to start getting public sentiment against you.
See, that's
what I'm trying to say.
I understand that position because that's how I feel about religion. I think that you should be allowed to believe whatever you want, but don't put it in my face.
Yeah. And with sex and religion, either one of those things, if you bring it into your public school system, it's going to result in two things.
Somebody's not going to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-win issue because it's a 50-50 split. You got 50% of people think it's okay and 50 that are going to disagree with it.
Tucker,
so why bring it in to begin with?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, meanwhile, in science and math, we're falling farther and farther behind the rest of the world while we're worrying about this stupid stuff.
Tucker, would it be irresponsible of a school district to say, with regards to religion and regards to homosexuality and some topics in life that you just can't win on, we're going to rely on the parents to teach that at home?
It wouldn't. First of all, it wouldn't be unreasonable. It ought to be mandatory. I think it's completely wrong, maybe immoral, for the school to weigh in on subjects that are the parents' business, a family's business. I mean, would a school help choose your church for you or tell you ought to ascribe to this religion or that religion? Of course not. That would be immediately a court case. And I think the same goes for sex ed. I'm from Southern California. I'm hardly anti-sex. I mean, I am, trust me. But I just think it's not the government's role or a school's role to pass on propaganda of any kind to my kids. I mean, teach them, what the Magna Carta was, and teach them how to read and how to add. I mean,
and science.
Why are they getting into that stuff? And by the way, what infuriates me most is the patronizing assumption behind it, which is parents are so stupid. If we don't teach contraception in school, kids will, get pregnant and drop out. It's like, well, wait. That's completely not your business.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
My business.
And by the same token, I don't think that they should be preaching abstinence to the kids either. They should be
I completely agree with you. Just stay totally out of it. Maybe I want my kids to be promiscuous. Maybe I want them to be abstinent. Maybe it's none of your business, actually. That's how I feel about it.
That's exactly right. The other thing I wanted to ask you about is, because this hasn't been talked about because everybody's marking out to Michael Jackson, there was a cap and trade bill that got through on Friday that got rammed through the House that nobody's questioning because they're worried about Michael Jackson.
And Billy Mays.
And Billy Mays and Farrah Fawcett. They're worried about all this nonsense.
Hey, anal cancer is important, Brent.
Meanwhile, this is the largest tax ever passed, number one. And number two, anybody that actually cares about the environment has done the research. Cap and trade causes more pollution. It doesn't curb pollution, and it also breeds corruption. And nobody's paying attention to it.
What's cap and gown mean? Cap and what?
Cap and trade.
It's basically taxing carbon use.
Yes.
Using fossil fuels for energy. But look, I couldn't agree with you more. I think this is going to be first of all, without getting boring about it, this bill if it were to pass, and it won't pass in this form in the Senate,
I hope not.
has provisions in there that would start a trade war with China. And Obama doesn't want